Hey boys and girls, and welcome to Kids Corner again this week. I'm really excited that you're here because we're going to meet a really cool guy. His name is David, and you know what? David has so much to tell in his story. He's just going to tell a little part of his life because if we let him tell the whole story, do you know that we'd be here all night? And we have other things to do. You guys have to eat supper and do all kinds of things, so we are just going to hear one little section of what he has to say. But first, you know what we need to do. You need to stand up and give a big stretch. Oh, one arm, two arms, and get ready because we're going to do some actions to the song, and I'll see you right back here in a sec.
What's up, dude? Your love pours down, splashes all around. It's as big as the biggest waterfall. Your love soaks me so completely till I'm drenched in the sweetest rainfall. And I will shout out loud, whoa, it's all over me. And hey, I cannot believe that, yeah, your love crashes down. It's like riding a wave. Whoa, makes me wanna dance. And hey, throw up both my hands when, yeah, your love crashes down. It's like riding a wave. It's like riding a wave. Your love. Your love pours down, splashes all around. It's as big as the biggest waterfall. Your love soaks me so completely till I'm drenched in the sweetest rainfall. And I will shout out loud, whoa, it's all over me. And hey, I cannot believe that, yeah, your love crashes down. It's like riding a wave. Whoa, makes me wanna dance. And hey, throw up both my hands when, yeah, your love crashes down. It's like riding a wave. It's like riding a wave. Your love. And I wanna go deeper, deeper, where the waves are higher, higher. And I wanna go deeper, deeper, till all I know is your great love. It's all over me, and I cannot believe that, your love crashes down. It's like riding a wave. Whoa, makes me wanna dance. And hey, throw up both my hands when, yeah, your love crashes down. It's like riding a wave. It's like riding a wave. It's like riding a wave. Your love.
Hey boys and girls, so happy that you're back. Hopefully you did all the actions. I can't see you, but hopefully you did because I know I did. So let's do our memory verse for today before we meet David. So our memory verse today says, "But the Lord said to Samuel, the Lord doesn't see things the way you see them. People judge by outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart." And that's found in 1 Samuel 16:7. Do you know what that means? Do you know that that means that, of course it says that the Lord doesn't see the things the way that we do, but you know that sometimes we judge people by the way they look, but that isn't always what they are on the inside, right? Just because someone either doesn't look nice, that doesn't mean they aren't nice. Or sometimes when someone looks really nice, sometimes they can still be not very nice, can't they? So we need to get to know someone before we decide what kind of person they are, because God sees what's on the inside, and we need to give people that as well, right? So let's read this together again. Maybe you should repeat after me this time. But the Lord said to Samuel, the Lord doesn't see things the way you see them. People judge by outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. And aren't we glad He does? Because sometimes we might not feel very good on the outside, but Jesus sees that we're trying and that we're doing what we can. So He sees what's on the inside, which I'm very thankful for. And of course that's found in 1 Samuel 16:7. I'd really like to hear some videos of you guys saying these verses. So if you guys could get those in soon, that would be great. Now, it is time. We get to meet David. So I'll talk to you back here in a minute after you guys talk to him. Hey boys and girls, my name is David, and I'm so glad to meet you today. I was thinking about what I wanted to share with you today because Pastor Stephanie wanted me to share my story, but it's really long. So I decided I'd tell you about when I was just a young boy and what that looked like. Do you know, I was the youngest of 8 boys. That's a lot of boys in my house. So I got all the jobs that nobody else wanted to do. They all got passed down to me. So most of the time I spent in the field looking after the sheep. That might sound like a fun job to you, but it's not a fun job. It's boring. I did a lot of nothing. So I had to find ways to pass the time. I learned how to play the harp, and I wrote a lot of music. And I spent a lot of time with my slingshot, and I shot it a lot, just for fun, and I learned how to do all kinds of things, and it was fun. But it turned out that all that time spent alone became really important, because on the odd time when looking after the sheep wasn't boring, something big would come along and it would become very dangerous, like a lion or a bear would come along, and I'd have to be able to protect the sheep because that was my job. I couldn't let my family lose our livelihood and lose the sheep to wild animals. So I took my slingshot and I was able to kill lions and bears. It sounds pretty crazy, I know, but all that practice I had spent doing that out in the wilderness alone prepared me for that. And all that time playing the harp, that would come in handy later too. And all the songs I wrote. Now, one day when I was out in the field, one of my brothers came to get me and said that someone wanted to meet me. So, okay. I went in and I met this prophet man. And he looked at me like I was some amazing thing, and I couldn't even imagine what was going on. But he told me that I was going to be king someday. Can you imagine me, scrawny old me, tiny me, going to be king? God must have really saw something in me that I didn't see, and that no one else saw either, because I'm pretty sure I wasn't king material. But it's funny how God sees things that we don't see, and that God sees past what we look like on the inside and can use us for whatever He wants to use us for. Looking back, it was pretty something. But I wouldn't become king for years and years, and I'd have to go through a lot of stuff to get there. But that's the way God works sometimes, isn't it? He teaches us all kinds of things in hard times so that when things do get good, we have the skills and we are able to do the things that God calls us to do. So don't be discouraged when you're going through hard times and if you're feeling lonely, because God will use you And God will use those moments to teach you all kinds of really cool stuff. It's been awesome talking to you. And I will hopefully see you again soon. Hey guys, isn't David one of the coolest people you've ever met? I thought that was pretty neat how he talked about how the most boring and awful times, God used them to get him ready to do some really big things for him. And you know, that's the same with everyone. That sometimes we go through some really hard stuff and we don't like it and we don't understand why. But God knows the whole story, and he can use those things later on in our lives to help us make a difference for others and for him. So don't be discouraged when things are hard, things like COVID and we have to stay home. Don't be discouraged, because God will use it, and he will use you with all the things that you've learned from it. Okay? Let's go over and do a craft about David together. Hey boys and girls, it is time to do a craft. I really like doing crafts. I hope you do too. You need to get out the bag that says David number 4 on it, so we can do the next craft together. Again, there are more crafts available at the church if you need one, so don't think that you are out of luck, because you are not. There are always more. So we need some crayons out of our box. So if you want to go get some crayons, you can do that. I have mine right here. And we're going to pull out all the stuff from our bag. So you should have a piece of paper. You should have a cross. And a couple other things that look kind of strange. So let's see. We got a verse. It says, "Oh God, I am looking for you." And that's Psalm 63:2. And we're going to put that, so we're going to do some gluing together. I forgot my glue. I'm going to pull out my handy dandy little box and pull out my glue so that we can glue some things on our page. Now, if you need help with your glue, you can talk to your parents, because I'm sure they would be more than happy to help you. We have some sunglasses. Do you know what those represent, don't you? Since we just did our memory verse, you know that God looks at things differently than we do, right? He looks at the heart. So that can represent our eyes. So I'm going to glue my sunglasses on the top left-hand corner. Does everybody know the left? So for me, for you, it probably looks like the right now. But I'm going to put it right up here in the corner, so I still have room for the other things that we're going to glue on. Okay? So I'm going to glue that on right now. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on my paper so it will stick. We don't need a lot of glue because we don't want to make a big mess. Right? Nobody likes it to be too messy, but we'll stick that right up there in the corner. We can glue our cross on next. I think I'm going to put mine right in the middle of or right to the side so it doesn't interfere with my glasses. So it'll look like this once it's glued on. Okay, so I'll put a little bit of glue on my cross so it will stick. And zoom some glue, zoom glue. I like to make sound effects apparently. Well, I do crafts. It's fun. Try it. You might find it's fun. So I put a little glue on my cross, and I'm going to stick it on right here. It's all stuck. Then we want to stick our verse on, "Oh God, I'm looking for you," on our page. You know, we always want to be looking for God and looking for Him in everything that we do, and looking for it, whether it be His help. Do you know that God will be your biggest cheerleader, or He'll do anything with you? We've talked about how God would cry with you, or wants to spend time with you doing whatever you're doing, right? So I'm going to glue my memory verse on here, and I'm going to stick it on. I'm going to stick it now near the bottom of the cross. There we go. See that? Now, This is technically done, but we need some color, don't we? Because honestly, it's pretty plain like this. So I'm going to color some ground. Let's see what we got. You know what? I don't have a green crayon, but I'm going to make green. Apparently, blue and yellow will give us green. So I'm going to put in a little bit of blue on around. Now again, you can color yours however you want because it's your picture. And I really, really, really want to see a picture of your picture because it all looks so different. So I'd really like to see how you made yours because you can stick things wherever you want, right? As long as you can see it. Okay, I added the blue. Now I'm going to add a little yellow and see if we can make it look kind of green. So I'll color this part. I think it's working. I don't know. I'm going to show you and you can tell me what you think. Whether you think it looks kind of green or not. It's kind of a little bit green. There, see, I made the ground. It looks kind of green. You can kind of tell there's blue and yellow in there, but because crayons don't mix real well. But what else do you think we need? Maybe some sky or some clouds? I might draw some clouds with my blue. I know clouds aren't blue, but if I draw them with blue and color around them with blue, then they'll look white, won't they? So I'll color some blue on there for the sky. And we'll have white clouds. You know, we could even put some birds in the sky. Do you know how to draw a bird? Do you know what's really easy? If you know how to make like an M shape, I'll show you in just a second. I'm just coloring in my sky. But if you know how to make an M, if you just stretch out your M a little bit, then it looks like, I'll show you. If you stretch out your M, it kind of looks like a bird flying off in the distance. Have you ever seen the birds fly off, like fly south? We just saw them fly south in the winter, or in the fall, didn't we? You know what I was saying? Come back, birds! I like the birds to be here. I miss them when they're not here. All the tweeting in the morning. Okay, so we put some birds on. I colored the sky. I think I am done. But I really want to see the picture of yours. So could you please send me a picture of your craft so that I can see what you're doing, and so I can add your name into the draw again so that you can might be able to win a grand prize just before Christmas, which is coming soon, isn't it? All right, I'm going to sign off and I will see you next week when we meet another Bible character. Have a great week.